Alright, what up, y'all? New day, new projects and stuff. Same cars, for the most part. So today, we're working on this thing again. This thing's up on Jackson. It's more than it's actually on the ground running and driving. But it's a missile car, it's a beater car. So we ain't trying to drive it a whole bunch. But today, we're finally gonna get some little more serious mods done on this thing to make it, a better drift car. So what we're gonna be doing, we're gonna be installing a hydraulic handbrake. So I'm sure y'all have seen them before. Y'all know what they are, so I don't have to explain in detail is how they work. Basically, you tie into the give me a second. You tie into the hydraulics of the rear brake system and actuate the brakes like that. So what I'm trying to figure out now is I have a alternative way to get some of this stuff done rather than buying a kit. So y'all know I'm always about trying to save money and being DIY and stuff. So as you can see, our rear subframe mounting point reinforcement plates are still holding in there really good, which they should have, because this thing hasn't driven anywhere, so it shouldn't have done nothing. But what we're on the hunt for today, we're trying to find where the brake lines come from, or kind of meet up at. So thinking it's right in the middle of all these spider webs. So yay, this is what we always like, especially in our hair. But I may have to jack the car up some more because I can't get underneath here with this creeper. But yeah, okay, cool. So right here, this is the line that we were looking for. So we're gonna take this, we're gonna loosen that up, then we're going to put in our own fitting for our hydro e-brake line, and then we're gonna put in another line that goes on this one. So what we're gonna have to do is find a spot over here that's we can kind of drill through without hitting our fuel tank. So that's gonna be the biggest thing right now. Finding a good spot to run these without, fucking shit up. So this is gonna be a little bit of a chore. We'll figure something out. So stay tuned. All right, so I have some updates. So this is the distribution block that we're gonna be trying to go after. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our line that we're going to be using to go from this pressure side from the master cylinder. We're going to take our line, put it on here, have that go into our hydraulic handbrake, and then we'll have a line coming out of that that's going to go back into this distribution block. And the reason why we want to do that is so under normal braking conditions where we're not using the handbrake, the brakes function normally. But once we pull the hydraulic handbrake lever, it stops pressure from going back up towards the master cylinder and only actuates these the rear wheels. So that's the reason why we want to try and do an inline setup rather than a whole standalone. So but yeah, so we have the we've located where we're going to be tying into. I think the other thing we're trying to figure out now is exactly where we're going to drill these holes at so we can get our lines coming through. So I'm thinking probably right here, somewhere in this area, just so we can have them come out, go over here, and then tie in and do whatever they need to do. But it's not a whole bunch of space between the frame or the chassis of the car and the fuel tank. So we definitely want to keep away from putting a hole in our fuel tank because that would be a bad day. But either way, we're gonna figure something out, and it's gonna be pretty good. So let's. All right, so we have progress. So you can see we finally have a hole for our line. So this is pretty good. So it's gives us pretty much a short distance to get to where we need to go. We need one more just because I don't think I'll be able to get both lines through the same thing. Even still, I think it's kind of risky because you're putting a lot of pressure on stuff. But I don't know, I might try, see what it does. But either way, we have our hole now, so what we'll try to do now is test fit the lines, see how much space we have, and if I need to drill another one, I will. And then from there, we can go ahead and start hooking up our hydraulics. Now I'm missing the fittings that actually go onto the hydraulic handbrake right now. So for whatever reason, they're taking a long time in the mail, and it's ridiculous. But I'm gonna hook up everything else today. So the only thing I'll have to do is put those fittings in and bleed the brake and bleed the system, and I'll be good to go. So hopefully that's all that we will have to do. Hopefully there shouldn't be any miscellaneous random stuff going on. Pretty straightforward install, pretty quick. So let me test fit these lines and see how much space we're working with. So right now we got some updates. So we were able to get the line off that distribution block cracked. You're going to use a flex head 11 millimeter socket wrench, or not socket wrench, brake line fitting wrench. Comes right off, pretty easy, super simple. And then we're going to use this adapter. So this is a M10 by 1 millimeter bubble flare fitting to a 3AN fitting. So this is how we're going to use our lines in conjunction with the stock setup. So yeah, should be super simple. This nut size right here is a 14 millimeter. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this thread started first, screw this in there, and then we're going to tighten it down with our socket. So super simple install, going a little easier than I thought. So this is a good thing. So let's keep rolling. All right, so updates. So we have one of the lines on, which is awesome. So let me show you there. We got some brake fluid dripping down, but we have our AN braided line going into our main distribution block, and that line is going inside of the engine bay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to connect to this existing brake line using, bam, this right here. This is a female M10 by 1.0 millimeter bubble flare fitting to a male 3AN fitting. So we'll be able to use our new lines coming from our existing rear brake line. So once we do that, put this on, tighten everything up. All we need to do then is wait for our fittings to come in for the actual handbrake itself, and bleed it, and we'll be done. It's a super simple thing. If you have all your stuff in at one time, it should literally take like an hour, and you'll be good to go, given that you have the right tools. So let me install this and see if we can get something going. Hopefully this stuff shows up today, but I don't know. So we'll see. All right, so we have the lines in and run. They're connected to where they need to. Have some little protection going around them as well, just some little plastic sheathing. I've drilled the holes for the handbrake to actually mount in. We're going to use some riv nuts, so we don't have to go down there and try to put on any bolts and make it difficult. So this way it will go in, it will be easy to take in and out. So now I'm going to go get some riv nuts from Northern Tool, pop those in, mount the handbrake, and we should be good to go with this thing. So we're almost at the end of this particular project. Just got those fittings to come in, then we can bleed the system, and we'll be good to go. Like I said, super simple, super quick project. Almost doesn't make any sense to not have one in a car that you just dripped in. It's that easy. So, like I said, wish I could show more, but realistically, we kind of have to wait until we get more parts in so we can show you the rest of the process. So that being said, keep an eye out for it. We'll be dropping it soon, hopefully. So, bam. Put your head on my shoulder.